I just wanted to stay out here in this beautiful, beautiful sunrise this morning here in San Diego, California. Good morning. Yeah, this is supposed to start, Keith, it's supposed to start at 8:30, or excuse me, it's supposed to start at 6:30 a.m. Pacific time. But I was getting all set up and my little magnet to my Bluetooth speaker fell off and went sliding across the backyard of my house. And I've been looking for it and I couldn't find it, and I had to go get a different Bluetooth magnet and all that good stuff. So, when you're planning to do stuff right on time, sometimes disaster strikes. But this is just where we get together, guys, and we talk fitness and finance. There's 3 reasons why people would join me in a live in the morning time. 1 is to work out with me. 2 is to be motivated. 3 is to ask questions about finances and cash flow and how to become more financially free. So we get physically fit, we get financially fit. That's what we do. So you would join me in the mornings for that. But this morning specifically, with this gorgeous, gorgeous weather here in San Diego, just taking it all in this morning. Birds are chirping. But we're going to do 2 things today. 1 is we're going to work our back, some back traps, some shoulders. We're going to work some biceps, and that's going to be the exercise if you want to work out alongside me today. And then the other thing there is we are going to have a discussion, and we're going to talk about this cash flow conference at sea. And the Cash Flow Conference at Sea is happening April 10th through the 15th. And we're going to discuss that, answer questions about it, because it is going to be a blast. And the more people that we get to come, and I'm still looking for my magnet out here. It flew on the way to my backyard when my Bluetooth speaker just came popping off of my hat. But anyways, guys, we're getting into the Dungeon Garage gym. And you guys know I built a little gym in my garage because I don't like to go to the gym. So we just knock it out here at the cribbo in the garage. So guys, let me know where you're calling in from. I see Dom's on here. Keith is on here. A couple people jumping in. Hello, hello. Hello from beautiful Wyoming. I'm going to have to get out there to Wyoming. That's the facts. Come on, guys. Wyoming's supposed to be so awesome. Oh, you know what happened? Did my Bluetooth speaker have a problem too? Oh, no. I didn't realize you guys aren't on my Bluetooth. Oh, no. My Bluetooth speaker's broken. Oh, no. That's a bummer. Shoot, I dropped my phone. My phone fell off the tripod. It dropped. Sorry, guys. Hang on a second. Oh, no. Oh, no. So you're not going to be able to hear me. Wow, that sucks. My Bluetooth is out, guys. Dang. Okay. Well, that's not good. Shoot, guys, I thought you were hearing me on the Bluetooth microphone. This part's working, but my phone connector's not on. Man, that's punked. Okay, well, damn, guys, I thought you were hearing me on my Bluetooth speaker. Man, I broke it. No way! Start cursing? I know, I need to start cursing. We can hear you. That's awesome. Well, shoot. Okay, well, I guess. Damn, you don't hear me through the Bluetooth speaker, though, do you? You don't hear me closer if I do this. You're just hearing me through the cell phone, right? This doesn't do anything, just to make sure. You guys hear me, but it's through my cell phone speaker, not through my Bluetooth, right? Does that make sense? You guys don't hear me any closer when I put this mic up to my mouth, right? We hear everything. We hear everything. I hear everything you said. All right. Well, that's cool, dude. We'll roll with it. It looks like my Bluetooth speaker got damaged, guys, when I... Damn it. Not the Bluetooth. Sorry, it's a beautiful scene. Dang it, I ruined my Bluetooth. That's whack, man. All right, then. Well, just to make sure, guys, when I put my Bluetooth speaker back in the case and shut it off, you guys still hear me perfectly? You still hear me right now, guys, just to make sure? Dang, that's lame. I broke my Bluetooth speaker. I just got that thing for Christmas. So you guys can still hear me, right? Thumbs up. Thumbs up. All right. Very cool. Sorry about that, dudes. I busted my darn Bluetooth speaker. Thing's brand spanking new. What a lame-o. All right. Well, I guess you guys are going to have to hear me from far away today. But, okay. So, we are definitely going to get a workout in, whether it kills us or not. I may just have to have this thing a little bit closer to me today so that I can be heard or what have you. All right, so come over here and get started setting up this stuff, guys. We're going to do a quick workout. Good morning, Andy Woodward. Good morning, Andy Woodward. We're going to get moving. So I know that Andy is someone who said, you know, I need to stretch. He's got an issue with the shoulder. He needs to be stretching and things like that. And I said, look, if I can be your motivation to get you up and get you moving and get you stretching and try to get the shoulder better and all that, let's do it together. So Andy's not just listening today. I know Andy's going to be stretching alongside when I'm working out. And guys, if you're looking for some physical activity, you're looking to work out, but it's difficult for you to be motivated to do it on a consistent basis, that's one of the things I can help you do, okay? Am I yelling? Okay, well then cool. I'll speak normal and hopefully you guys can hear me just fine. My Bluetooth speaker busted, so I'm having to adapt, and I don't mean to be yelling. So if I'm talking loud, it's because I'm trying to make sure you guys hear me. All right, so stop yelling, you said. All right, so what I like to do today is going to be back biceps, lats, and that kind of thing. We're going to be pulling towards us. It's a pulling day. Yesterday was a pushing day where we're pushing weight away from us, and today's a pulling day where we're going to be pulling the weight towards us. So we're going to be doing lat pull downs, seated rows, upright rows, lat pull downs, seated rows, upright rows, curls, and that. And so we're going to try to see if we can't get a good arm pump and a good shoulder pump today and all. And that's what exercise we're going to be doing. Okay, and then I think what we do is we just discuss and toss around yeah, someone said, hey, just motivation and need to get out of doom scrolling. Ain't that the truth, man? We all get caught like doom scrolling these days. Those algorithms sure have us by the cojones, right? Come here, buddy. Those algorithms know exactly what the hell you like and exactly what gets you all riled up. And they just want to keep feeding you more and more and more of it. Keep those endorphins up. Yeah, it's wild, these algorithms these days. But neither here nor there. I'm glad that we can get together to motivate each other in the mornings, to move, to work out, to stretch, and ultimately get in the best shape we can be in for ourselves and our families, okay, guys? If you guys don't know me, I'm a fund manager. I'm in the financial space. That's why I talk about physical and financial fitness. I'm not by any means a bodybuilder. I'm not by any means a influencer, a fitness influencer, or any of that sort. Guys, this is just about helping each other get in the best shape we can be in, wherever we're starting from and whatever age we're at. So, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to gain muscle, if you have questions and inquiries about diet, how to exercise, how to build a home gym, any of that stuff, I'm always going to be on here in the mornings to answer that. But today specifically, we want to discuss the Cash Flow Conference at sea. Number one, it's a fun discussion, okay? Because it's a cash flow conference at sea, okay? That we're hosting April 10th through the 15th. So I thought what I could do today while we're on here is, we can discuss the Cash Flow Conference at sea. I can address questions that you guys may have because it's going to be really fun. And for investors that are looking for networking and opportunity and education in that, and people that want to have fun, bring family, and learn. There's going to be a lot of operators there and speakers there. It is a cash flow conference like you would have at a normal hotel in a conference room. But it's on a cruise ship, and it goes to Cabo San Lucas from Los Angeles port here in Southern California. So I would love to just chat about it, right, guys? And if people have questions about it, it's departing from Los Angeles. AMB salute. We're going to call you AMB. So yeah, AMB, it leaves from Los Angeles port, goes down to Cabo San Lucas. It's a 5-day Cabo cruise. It's April 10th through the 15th. And we're going to get a warm-up set because we got to remember that we're not just chatting, guys. We're exercising, we're moving. So I'm just going to do a light warm-up set here and get my body going. Today was one of those days where I did not feel like coming down here into the garage. I did not feel like working out. I felt like hitting the snooze button. I felt like getting some more sleep this morning. And I knew I had to be accountable for you all. And it's a great thing to be accountable for others, to hold yourself accountable. And I knew that once I did this little quick warm-up set right here, and I just get my body going, get my heart rate up, get to breathing, get to moving, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to feel great here in just a few minutes, and I won't be discouraged anymore, and we're going to be able to get a good workout in and make progress and feel good about ourselves that we were disciplined and all those good things. And it usually only takes about 1 or 2 sets or maybe 5 minutes or so of movement, and your body starts to say, there you are, now we're woken up. Imagine feeling the same and have to drive to the gym. I know. That's why I really don't go to the gym. It is, to me, a pain in the butt to pack it up, commute, blah, 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 blah. So I work out here in the garage gym. You don't need a lot of weights and a lot of equipment to have a good workout at home. Really, you don't. We should probably do that one day. One day I'll come down here and I won't use really any weights, and I'll just do a full calisthenics workout. You can definitely get a good workout in without a bunch of equipment or fancy stuff. That's for sure. But yes, discussing the cash flow conference at sea, because I figure people have questions about it, or will have questions about it, this cash flow conference at sea, because it's not exactly the norm, right? Usually people have a boat cruise, and they'll go on a boat cruise for fun and bring family and enjoy the boat cruise and all that. And other times, people who are in the real estate investing space, investors with capital looking for opportunity, future operators that are looking to get educated on how to do things. These are the people that go to conferences, but these are always at like a boring hotel, aren't they? Sometimes not even a good hotel. Sometimes not even in a good area. So there's nothing else to do around the conference. So you guys know what I'm saying? It's, the conference is at a boring conference room, and the same setting and the same coffee and the same bad food and, all this other stuff, right? And people travel across the country to go to these real estate events and these big seminars and stuff like that, and end up going to some podunk town we don't like to go to, and you end up getting in some hotel that's a piece of junk, and it's like, really? But the conference usually is worth going to. That's why we put up with all that crap. The cruise line is the Royal Caribbean. AMB asked, what is the cruise line? It is going to be on the Royal Caribbean. The ship is actually called the Quantum of the Seas, if you want to look that up. The exact ship is the Quantum of the Seas. I believe it's Royal Caribbean. Leaves from Los Angeles, goes to Cabo San Lucas. It's a 5-day cruise, but it's a conference at sea, okay? So it's going to be so fun, and I thought I would come on here and answer questions for people, just like A and B asked, which cruise line is it? And I believe it's the Royal Caribbean, and it is called the Quantum of the Seas. That is the ship. And I think we're going to go a little bit heavier today, you guys, honestly. I know sometimes, I just like almost cut my leg. I know sometimes it's difficult to work out heavily and talk at the same time. That's why I don't really lift too heavy when I'm doing my, hey, come on over here, just get up here. When I'm doing my workouts in the garage for these Q&A sessions like this, most of the time I don't like to lift too heavy because then I get out of breath and it's hard to maintain a conversation with you guys. But the weights are going up today. Come here, buddy. The weights are going, excuse my language. That's how I broke my Bluetooth speaker earlier. All right, so that's not gonna cut it today, guys. This thing ain't working. I'm taking this off. Hold on one second. Let me fix these technical difficulties, okay? Give me 1 second, you guys. Having problems. We broke my Bluetooth speaker earlier, so that stank. What a bummer that was. Now, my darn phone's dropping again, so we're taking that off. That don't work right. We're putting that on. Bang. Here you go. Sorry, folks. Okay. There. Take off all this darn equipment that ain't working. All right, sorry. Now, let me get back to what we were saying. Put that broken stuff aside. All right, sorry guys. I'm having technical difficulties. My tripod ain't working right. My darn thing fell off and broke my Bluetooth speaker earlier. I'm all bummed about that. I guess I'm just not that great at doing these damn lives. That's the fact. I got to get better at this. But okay, yes. So Andy, it's the Royal Caribbean. Yes, he confirmed. It is the Royal Caribbean and any cash flow excursion events. Yeah. So good question, Amb. There's going to be, well, a five-day cruise to Cabo is, all right, 5-day cruise to Cabo. It's kind of short, honestly. Like the 5-day cruises go by really quickly. And there's like 2 ocean days on the way there, or a day and a half on the way there from LA to Cabo. And then there's a day and a half or 2, you know, on the way back from Cabo. So there's what they call ocean days, of course. And there's only one day, one sort of full day, if you want to call it that. Like 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning is when you can get off the ship into Cabo San Lucas. And when people get on the ship like at 4:30 or 5. So you got like from 8:30 in the morning to like 5 p.m. in Cabo, that kind of thing, right? And there's all sort of excursions, to answer your question. Any cash flow excursion events, I didn't know what you mean basically by specifics on that question. But I will tell you that there is excursions you can do when you get to Cabo, from boating, fishing, snorkeling, scuba diving, ATVs, and all this other stuff. There's so many things you can do in Cabo, but there's also so many things you can do on the darn ship. This Quantum of the Seas ship is a really good ship, and it's like a floating city, right? Do everything on there. But I wanted to address why someone would go, okay, aside from the obvious. The obvious is we get to go on a 5-day cruise from Los Angeles, California to Cabo San Lucas. We get to enjoy the cruise ship, and we'll get into the cruise ship here in a minute. And we get to enjoy Cabo San Lucas, and so on. And it's going to be fun. So you can bring yourself, or you can bring friends, business partners, or family members. All right. Just getting moving here this morning. Getting our exercise on. So we're talking about the Cash Flow Conference at Sea. It's on the Quantum of the Seas cruise ship, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line, April 10th through the 15th. It is a conference, so there's going to be great stuff happening. But I wanted to talk about the conference first and lead into, you guys can ask questions about the cruise ship or about the activities or about anything like that. But talk about the actual Cash Flow Conference itself. The Cash Flow Conference is going to be really amazing, in my opinion. Tell me what you think, okay? So we've lined up some great speakers. Desi, my partner, and I, and Everly Mae Capital Group, our investment fund, are hosting the cruise. We're the ones putting it on and put it all together for everyone. And I'm going to talk about cash flow mortgage notes. So when I'm speaking there at the Cash Flow Conference, people would want to come listen to what I have to say, because I'm going to teach people how we invest in the paper and not the property, how the banks operate, how we can live a passive income lifestyle, how we can set ourselves financially free, provide a better life for our families financially in the future, utilizing mortgage notes as the investment vehicle to get us there, okay? I'm gonna be going over case studies and wins and losses and how it all works, okay? So that's what I'm gonna talk about. My partner Desi has over 40 years of investing in real estate experience, and he's going to be discussing the fund, Everly Mae Capital Group, what we do with the apartment developments in Florida. We're building up to 1,000 units there in Palm Bay, Florida. And we're right in the middle of a 32 unit and ready to start a 48 unit as we speak. So we're building these apartments out there and that. So that's what Desi's going to talk about. My partner, he'll be discussing the fund and the development projects that we're involved with now and getting into detail on where we're headed and all that good stuff for people who want to invest real passively, don't want to learn all this stuff to become an operator, but they do respect what we do, how it's done, and know that we create good cash flow for people and all that. So Desi's going to talk about that good stuff, our fund, the apartment developments, projects that are going on now, and investment opportunities that are currently available for folks. So I'll be talking about notes and cash flow. Desi's going to talk about the fund and the apartment developments, which is currently an investment opportunity for people who are interested in participating in that. Building apartments in Palm Bay, Florida. Okay. Then we've got Brent Howells. And Brent Howells is just brilliant guy. So glad to have met him and have him as a colleague now. But Brent is going to be discussing land. Okay? So Brent talks about investing in land, buying and holding land, flipping land, developing land, and all that good stuff. And Brent is certainly worth his salt. I think Brent's working on a project that's 1,420 acres right now. That's ridiculous. What's up, Dom? How you doing? Marketing with Dom's on. Good to see you. So we got Andy, marketing with Dom. We got A and B. You guys, it's awesome to have you guys on here. But so Brent's talking about land, right? Yeah. Amazing, guys. He's working on 1,420 acres. I don't know if you realize the size of that piece of land, but he's doing entitlements on a huge piece of land right now, and the guy is amazingly brilliant. And so if you want to learn about land investing and how all that works from start to finish, then you'd want to come listen to Brent speak at the Cash Flow Conference at Sea. Okay? And by the way, that's how we ended up starting to build apartments, right? We met Brent, and Brent showed us how to get the land raw and do the entitlements and the permittings and all that stuff and build apartments. So what an amazing guy to learn from there if you want to learn about land investing. And who else do we have there? We have Nate Hare from Directed IRA. So if people are looking for understanding retirement accounts better, how to utilize self-directed retirement accounts in the secondary investment space, I guess you say, alternative asset space, I guess you could say, not Wall Street, to learn how to invest IRA and 401k money in things that create a better return, maybe potential upside, and maybe long-term benefit for your family, all those good things, right? So Nate Hare is going to be there. He can talk about HSA too, which is health savings accounts, and all sorts of different ways to better plan your retirement and take care of yourself and your family later on in your life. So Nate Hare will be there talking about individual retirement accounts, 401ks, and some wise ways to be able to use that. Should I be writing this down? If you want to write this down. I'm glad you can hear me though. I broke my Bluetooth microphone this morning on the way outside. It fell off and broke. So I'm bummed. I got to buy a new one. But so yeah, this Cash Flow Conference at Sea, right? I'm going to be talking about mortgage notes. My partner Desi is going to be talking about the fund and apartment development because we're building some apartments right now as we speak. And then you got Nate Hare on there, who's a really cool dude. He's my good buddy, but he works for Directed IRA, big IRA custodian, and they're out of Arizona. And the mic actually sounds real good right now. Okay, well, cool. That's cool, man. I'm glad that it does. It's quiet, nice and quiet here in my garage, and I'm the only one out here, so I figure if it sounds good, it sounds good. That's fantastic. So, Nate Hare can tell you guys about how to set stuff up, right? Here's what's really cool, and I'll give you a one thing on that, right? If any of you have little kids, did you know that you can start your little kid an individual retirement account? They don't have to be at any certain age. That you could institute and get started an individual retirement account for your little child, and you could take $500 or $1,000 or something, whatever you got, nothing big, just whatever you can come up with, and put $500 in there. And if it's a self-directed Roth IRA, you put $500 in there, and then you put that $500 investment that's sitting in your young child's individual retirement account and invest that into something simple that takes no management, like the S&P 500 or Bitcoin or XRP or anything, whatever it is you like to invest in. But invest in something that is going to be here for the next 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 years, right? A long-term play, and just put that money in, forget about it. And do you know that you could rest assured probably that you'll be passed on by then from this planet and from this earth? But did you know your kids and grandkids will be well taken care of later on in life because you made that one little move? So pretty cool. So Nate Hare is going to be there. Nate Hare is going to be there helping you guys with your retirement account needs. And just a fun guy outside of business as well that I like hanging out with. We're probably going to be hitting the gym there on the cruise ship when we're sailing around. Definitely going to hit the pickleball court. Definitely going to be doing that kind of stuff on the cruise ship for sure, as much as possible. Another cool one for you guys, Justin Gilbert. Justin is our trust attorney, and we utilize him for family trust, which is something you guys should research and look into and get immediately, is a family trust, and also a dynasty trust, which is kind of cool. So a dynasty trust is, of course, a trust, and you guys can just look up the definition of a trust and figure out what a trust is, right? But it's a legal shell or a protective layer around assets and things like that is what a trust really is. But family trust for your family, but a dynasty trust. The dynasty trust is a trust that lasts multiple generations. So like our family has one that lasts 365 years. So Justin Gilbert's going to be there, the Cash Flow Conference at Sea, talking on stage about trusts and be there to answer questions and things like that when people are trying to form trusts and protection for their wealth for their family. So Justin Gilbert's going to be on the Cash Flow Conference at Sea cruise discussing trusts and how to protect your wealth and pass things down to your family and all. And who doesn't want to know more about that, right? So that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. We also have a gentleman from the Money Multiplier team coming to talk about infinite banking, how we use life insurance policies, specially designed life insurance policies alongside that dynasty trust to be able to use what they call the Rockefeller waterfall effect, but to show you really how the rich do keep getting richer. Period. Rich keep getting richer. Well, how come you can't be one of those families that's rich that keeps getting richer? Well, you can. There's certain things you can put in place, like this dynasty trust, and fund these life insurance policies over time, and you can be the change maker in your family tree for sure financially. So not only we have Justin Gilbert there to talk about the dynasty trusts, but we also have a gentleman coming to talk about how to utilize the life insurance for infinite banking and how to ensure that your kids and your grandkids and future generations are well better off financially because of the things you put in place while you were here on this earth. So that's pretty cool. Excuse me. Who else is coming on this shit, man? I don't want to forget anybody. I know I already am forgetting somebody, but it's a wealth of knowledge that you can learn from there. A wealth of knowledge in these speakers that'll be there. So the Cash Flow Conference, April 10th through the 15th, from Los Angeles to Cabo San Lucas. And it's a cash flow conference, like at a boring old hotel, but it's on a cruise ship called the Quantum of the Seas. And that's on the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. It's nice, it's classy, it's elegant. And have you ever heard anybody say your net worth is usually equal to your net work? Who's heard that before? Your net worth is usually equal to your net work. We've all heard this, yes? Have you guys ever been to a real estate conference and really gotten really great value out of it, but thought, I wish I would have had more time to network with people. I wish I would have had more time, or I wish I would have had a chance to go and, sit and talk with that one guy one-on-one that was speaking on stage. I got some questions for that guy. Didn't get a chance to ask him or whatever, right? Who's ever been there? Who has ever been in that position? A speaker got off a stage. You were wowed by the things they said and the nuggets you learned while watching at this real estate conference, investment conference. And you're, wow, that person said amazing things. Gotta have questions. I'm curious about some things. Boy, this could be life-changing. And that person gets off stage. They're surrounded by a whole bunch of other people. You never get a chance to get close enough to talk to them. And you're like, yeah. And you go have some crummy lunch over here in the hotel. Who's been through that experience before? So this is so different, right? Imagine being on the same boat for 5 full days with all these people, the fund managers, the life insurance people, the land developers, the operators, and the speakers, life insurance people, retirement account people. These are expert operators, experts in the industry that are speaking there on stage, but you get to hang out with them for 5 days. In 5 days, guys, you get to know people on these cruise ships. You get close to them. You get to know them, how they roll. You get to know their families and this. And sometimes it's hard in this world to trust good people anymore. Can we, what kind of trust attorney do you guys know I can trust that's going to hook me up proper and give me the right advice? Guys, what kind of, retirement account person can I speak to? God, what about investing into a fund? What fund managers out there can I trust? And do you ever get to know the fund managers that are running the investment fund? So you guys are hearing me, right? That all these brilliant guys will be on there, guys and gals, speakers, like speaking on stage at a normal real estate conference at a hotel. But here we all are, attendees, investors, operators, fund managers, all of us on a cruise for 5 days to Cabo San Lucas. So let's get into some questions. I'm going to knock this set out real quick. One last heavy set of lat pull downs. And you guys throw in some questions you might have about the speakers, the cruise itself, the cost, the times, who you can bring, who you can't bring. But if you're interested in going with us, I highly suggest you go. For this kind of event / vacation / boat cruise, it is affordable. Although we chose a nicer quality cruise line that has nicer quality venue and better rooms and those kinds of things. So it ain't your run-of-the-mill Carnival cruise. It's going to be nicer and more elegant, a better environment, classier folks, I should say, on the ship. But I'm sure you got questions, right? So it is the Cash Flow Conference at Sea, April 10th through the 15th. We just have gone over the speakers who are going to be there. So we've got the trust attorney. We've got the life insurance for infinite banking. We've got mortgage notes for cash flow, secured cash flow. We've got apartment development, raw land, entitlement, permitting, approvals, and full development of large multifamily buildings. That's going to be there. You've got Nate here trying to show you guys how you can utilize retirement accounts to build wealth and stability for your family and yourself as you grow older and retire. Health savings accounts, self-directed Roth IRA accounts, all these great things that can help you and your family build wealth tax-free, have a better life in your golden years, those kinds of things. Desi's going to be talking about real estate investing, differences between different types of real estate investings and syndications and that, and what we do and how Everly Mae Capital Group operates. And so there's going to be education. There's going to be available investment opportunities being tossed around that ship. The operators, the fund managers, the VPs of these companies and the presidents of these companies, CEOs are going to be on this ship, and everybody's stuck 5 days together, having dinner together, having lunch together, seeing each other at the pickleball courts, taking their kids and meeting each other at the arcade for the kids to play, meeting each other in the jacuzzi, the pool, having a beer, having a cigar. This is the way you can really actually get to know some people. And that's why I really respect the idea of having this cash flow conference at sea. So you get to know people and trust them all the whilst doing a cruise. So there is a link down below, and it's everlymae.com/conference-at-sea. Conference at sea. But the link is right down here in the description of this video. I put the link in there twice, actually. So you can click on that, go to the website, the landing page, check it out, get more information on it, and maybe join us. But it's going to be fun either way, guys. I figure here's a way you can get your family or your family or your business partners on a boat cruise. Okay, let's go have fun. Let's enjoy. Let's relax. And enjoy all that cruise ship has to offer, because it is really a large ship and it's really fun, right, guys? Sometimes you might find me at the casino late at night and so on. Or I might enjoy a fine cigar when I really don't smoke cigars very often, but I might on the cruise with some people and have a nice conversation, maybe in the cigar lounge. So it is fun, right? So let's not forget that. It is fun. It is a cruise if you like cruising. So it is a cruise. It is 1 day in Cabo San Lucas, right? Whether you want to go snorkeling, scuba diving, ATVs, fishing, just lay on the beach, hang out with the fam, go shopping in town, whatever it is. So it's a lot of fun. Understood. That's why we're going. But the lineup of speakers and the actual investment opportunities that are available now that are going to be floating around that ship are going to be immense, right? So throw down some questions, guys. I'd love to see what you want to know about the cruise. I think I summarized it pretty good. I'm going to hit one more set, but if you guys have any questions or comments about the cruise, I'd love to be able to answer them for you, because it's not normal that there's a cash flow conference at sea. There's real estate conferences all the time, but not necessarily at sea on a cruise ship. So maybe you have questions. It's April 10th through the 15th. Leaves from Los Angeles, California, and goes to Cabo San Lucas. It's a cash flow conference for education and investment opportunity. Ooh, okay. The mic is actually still good right now. Okay, good. All right, so guys, let me know if you have any questions about this, and I'd love to answer them for you. Let me know. Are you going to be there? Whoever's still on here, are you going to be there? Are you going to come to the cash flow conference at sea? Keith is asking for cost. Costs, it's going to depend on what kind of room you decide to book, of course. So there's smaller interior rooms that don't really see the ocean, that are the cheapest or most affordable, of course. And then you can get all the way up into, balcony rooms, which actually, you're right there. You have your own balcony, of course, to look at the ocean. And then you also have your higher up suites and things like that. So it varies in cost, Keith, but I think Andy can, Andy, who's on here, Andy can verify this for me, but I believe it's like $1,500 basically at the low. It's like $1,500 unless you want to stay in a room with another person. If you're bringing somebody, then it can be cheaper per person. But if you're coming by yourself, it's like $1,500. But if you come with a person, a wife or something like that, it could be cheaper per person. But just think it's $1,500 to say $2,500. Andy will double check that for me. But when I looked back, it was $1,500 to $2,500. Something like that. And I know you can go higher if you wish, but you know, a good balcony room with an ocean view, you know, for you and the wife, or you want to bring kids or whatever. I had to upgrade a little bit and get a larger suite because I've got myself, my wife, and my 2 daughters, 6.5 and 1.5. So we got to have a little bit of space, of course. But NJ Daniels, NJ, I would like to, but sorry, my friend, I'm kind of in the middle of the U.S. LOL. Well, that's okay. Where are you at in the middle of the U.S.? Where are you at in the middle of the U.S.? NJ, where are you at in the middle of the U.S.? What part? And NJ, are you a musician, by the way? Question. What part of the United States are you in, and are you a musician? NJ. So were we right on the pricing, Andy? And so Keith, if it was $1,500 to $2,500 and you could bring your significant other, or you could bring family if you have kids, or you could bring a business partner or an investment partner or whatever like that. This is, oh yeah, NJ, Wyoming, that's right. But it's okay, they have airplanes in Wyoming, right? So that's what a lot of people are going to be doing, NJ. A lot of people, some people are coming from Florida, some people are going to be coming from New York, and so on. So balcony is $813 per person. Now, Andy, though, can they get a balcony room if they're by themselves, and can they only pay $813? Or do they have to pay for the 2 people? Oh, you're not a musician? Okay. But people get on the airplane, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you can get an interior room for $712 per person. Yeah, you pay for double, right? So like that's why I don't want to say that, Andy. Let's not talk about the $700 or $800. They're going to pay for a certain amount of money, and they can pay for it by themselves, or they can bring a guest and split it. That's the way I like to say, guys. So what Andy's putting there in the chat, double that, right? So you can get a balcony room for $1,600. $1,700. You get a balcony room for $1,600 or $1,700. Now, you can come by yourself. You're going to have to pay all that. And you can have your own balcony room for $1,600, $1,700. If you brought a business partner or spouse or something like that, and then they could stay in that room with you, then you could split the cost, right? Then it would end up being more like $700 and something per person. So anyways, plus $250 for the conference per person. Correct. So the actual real estate conference is $250 for a ticket to the conference, where you get to be sitting in on all the speaking spots and learn about all these great real estate related endeavors. So it's $250 for the actual ticket to the conference, and then excuse me, then you pay for the cruise ticket. And the cruise ticket is going to be around $1,600 to $1,700. You would pay all of that if you, yes, I know about the airport. I know I wasn't being a wise guy, NJ. I was just saying, you should come if you want to, right? If it's affordable and you can come. People are taking plane flights out here, obviously, to the LA airport, and then hopping on the cruise ship and then flying back after it's all over. But I know that's a pain in the butt, and I know it's expensive sometimes, and so on and so on. So yeah, guys, it's going to be super fun. So to answer your questions there, guys, yeah, you can certainly buy a room and come by yourself. And of course, you'll have to pay all the bill yourself. But if you bring someone, a business partner or something like that, then you can, divide up that cost to make it a little bit more affordable per person. And if nothing else, man, it's a good vacation for the family. I only paid $313 return to Chicago for a flight. Yeah, that's not bad, right, Andy? So Andy lives in Chicago. Let me grab this right here. So Andy lives in Chicago. Andy lives in Chicago. And yeah, so Andy paid $313. Says a flight back from the cruise line to Chicago. So anyhow, no, it's all good. It's all good. If some people can't come, I know. I wish everybody could go. Trust me. Maybe one of these days when I become ultra wealthy, I'm going to do just something funny, crazy like that, which is just, maybe I'll have a call and I'll rent out a whole cruise. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rent out an entire cruise ship. I'm going to pay for the whole cruise ship. I'm going to rent it all out. And then I'm just going to go to great people and give them a ticket. I knew I cut my leg earlier on that darn thing. And I'm going to give them a ticket. I'm going to just give people a cruise. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? I knew I chopped my knee on that thing earlier, didn't I? Sure did. Cut that skin right on off. All right, guys. So any questions you guys have about the Cash Flow Conference at Sea? We're covering cost. We covered the speakers. Did we cover the fun? Have you been on a boat cruise before? We're going to do some seated rows now, but let me know in the comments and chat. Have you been on a boat cruise before, or have you never been on a boat cruise? Put yes in the comments if you've been on a cruise. Put no down there in the chat if you have never been on a cruise ship before. Some people have, some people haven't. Yes, Andy's been on a cruise before. Andy's been on a cruise. NJ, have you been on a cruise before? You never have, though? You've never been on a cruise? Yeah, you gotta come. I mean, I know some people are tighter financially, and it's not cheap, right, guys? And it's not easy to get on a plane, fly across the United States, get a hotel, get on the cruise ship, pay $1,500, $1,700 for the cruise, all this stuff. And I know it ain't easy. It's a trek. It'd be cool if you came, NJ, though. The link, guys, the link is in the description of this video. So if you have any other questions I'm not answering and maybe you got to go or whatever, you can click the link below in the description of this video for the Cash Flow Conference at Sea. And we do have like a landing page and explains a lot of things. And you can click to book if you want to come. You can click to book. And since we're giving kind of advanced notice here, plenty of time for you to book a flight, plenty of time for you to make it happen if you want and if you can afford. But you never have, though. It's pretty darn cool. Let me tell you something, NJ. I didn't think I was going to be much of a cruiser. And I'm like, boat, cruise, nyeh. But I've been on a few now. We actually went on a 16-day Hawaii cruise a couple, 2 years back or whatever. It is fun. There's so much to do on the actual cruise ship itself. We went to a Mexico. It's just to know how fun the cruise ship is, at least in my opinion. We went to a Mexico cruise one time, and when we had our day in Mexico, most of my family got off the ship and went into Mexico. And they went into Mexico to go shop at the knick-knack places and get some authentic Mexican food and lunch and all that good stuff. I stayed on the ship. I didn't even get off the boat, go into Mexico. I stayed on the ship. They had golf simulators and putting greens and a shooting range and they had so much stuff on the ship that I wanted to get usage out of some of the stuff I hadn't done on the ship yet. And I was like, I've been to Mexico plenty of times. I know what's down there. So that's how fun the ship can be. I didn't even go into Mexico last time. I just stayed on the boat, which was quite nice because everybody on the cruise ship, most of them got off and went into Mexico. And so it was me and a few people and the whole cruise ship and all the activities there to be had. So, and every now and again, you know what? All the networking, man, and all the fun and all the activities and the listening in and the note taking and the conference and the this and the that and eating all this great food. Sometimes you just need to go back to the cabin and take a nap. But you get to do that too because you're on vacation, you're on a cruise ship. So pretty cool. So we're just talking about the Cabo cruise, right? Cash Flow Conference at Sea, April 10th through the 15th, coming up. Links down there in the description of this video. You can click on it, go get more information, and come along. Why would you come along? Number one, fun in the sun. Number two, networking with a whole bunch of great people, other investors and operators, fund managers, life insurance experts, IRA experts, wealth building experts. Network, get to know them, befriend them, be able to ask questions, and spend a lot of time with these people. Normally don't get to do that at a regular conference at a hotel. So it's pretty badass. Most of the time, us real estate entrepreneurs and us investors who are the movers and the shakers out there, most of us guys don't like to bring our wives or our kids to these real estate conferences when we're jet setting all around the United States, because you have to make the travel number one. Now you're traveling with a whole bunch of people, not just yourself. It's a pain in the butt. You got to get a hotel room. Sometimes you got to get a bigger room or 2 rooms or whatever if you're bringing the whole family along, so that's more of a pain in the butt. Then all day long, when we're in the conference, trying to soak up the information, learn some things, learn how to build some wealth and all that stuff, generally the wives or the kids or the husbands and the kids don't want to be a part of it, and they're out there playing on the cruise ship activities, if so, or whatever, but you don't get to spend time with them really in that because you're in the conference and they're out in some boring old hotel somewhere with nothing to do. Yeah, NJ, I heard you say that. You're Northern Arapaho. Northern Arapaho from the Wind River Reservation. Oh, nice. Yeah, no worries, but we would love to see you there if you can make it happen. If not, it's all good. We're going to give an update, of course, and talk about all that stuff here on my live for free when we get back from that cruise. But yeah, it's a good way, if you can afford it, if you want to come, to be able to enjoy some time, enjoy a boat cruise, which some people have never even been on. Check out a gigantic floating city on the water. There's so much great stuff to do, great food, great people. The networking, the fun in the sun, Cabo San Lucas, meeting all these operators and really getting to know them closely, which is really difficult to do sometimes at like a hotel conference that lasts for 2 days. So yeah, we're really excited, honestly, guys. We're really excited. Let's see here. I was just going back to see if there's any questions I haven't covered, you guys. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so awesome. So any more questions about the cash flow conference at sea? Do one more set here. I've been kind of lagging because I've been talking. I've been lagging a little bit on my working out, but it's because we've been talking some good stuff about this cash flow conference at sea. So a boat cruise / real estate investment conference at sea, April 10th through the 15th, Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. The actual ship is called the Quantum of the Seas. If you wanted to look up the ship, Quantum of the Seas, to see all the cool stuff that's on that ship, all the great activities that can be had while sailing. Woo. Put a little bit heavier weight on today. Let's see, so who else we still have on here? So we got NJ, we got Andy. Who else is on? Oh, we were talking about costs. Okay, got it. All right, so we've covered all that stuff, guys. So this cash flow conference at sea, April 10th through the 15th, is a boat cruise for fun to Cabo San Lucas, but it's a full real estate conference during the cruise. And once again, we've got mortgage notes, we've got land development, apartment development, life insurance, family trust structures, individual retirement accounts, how to invest with IRAs and 401ks. There's going to be a ton of education alongside the fun. Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, that's okay. What did I say? Arapaho? I said, what did I say? Arapaho? My bad. NJ is not from the Arapaho tribe, from the Arapaho, not Arapaho. Sorry about that. You think I would know too. My father My father was really big into American Indian, and we were falconers. We were falconers, which was odd back then. Oh, Bethany, sorry, we were talking about, Bethany's on. I missed a little bit this morning. What are we talking about today? We were just talking about the cash flow conference at sea. Yeah, no, my father was very big. I shouldn't have mispronounced that, NJ. My father was really big into American Indian things. I grew up with that. My father used to take me to powwows quite often. We used to go to a powwow probably once a month or something. We had an Indian medicine man, who ironically was named Walter, but we had an Indian medicine man named Walter that used to come and bless our home, and things like that when I was a kid. And we were falconers. My father and I used to own goshawks. We used to have 2 or 3 goshawks, and we used to go fly them in the fields, catch jackrabbits with them, and so forth. So we were falconers. We were into American Indian things. I used to go to powwows. But my pronunciation was a little off there, NJ. Not Arapaho, Arapaho. The Arapaho tribe. So, sorry I mispronounced that. But to Bethany, who got on a little bit late. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, no doubt. Matter of fact, right up here, NJ, let me just show you. But right up here in these little boxes here, because my dad has passed away a few years back, but right up there in those little Tupperware containers, I've got immense amounts of feathers in perfect condition, because as we had those goshawks for many years, they would of course molt, as birds do. As birds of prey molt, it means each season they drop feathers and they regrow feathers. It's the molting process. Well, for Indian tribes, as NJ might know, these feathers are very sacred to have. And people in these tribes, women and people that are extraordinarily good with minute beadwork and these kinds of things, guys, they make Indian fans and headdresses and slippers and these kinds of things. In fact, like this, I'll show you, NJ. Let me show you something. Let me see if I can find that. So, NJ, just to show you, I ain't bull doohickeyin'. I ain't bull joking. See these guys? See how beautiful and intricate the beadwork is on these moccasins? Okay? But these ones here, these are authentic handmade Indian moccasins with amazing beadwork. And one of the Indians in the tribe had made these as a gift for my father, for me, when I was a baby. So when I was about like, I don't know, how big are these things? When I was like about 5 years old, I think. Maybe less. Maybe when I was about 3 years old. When I was about 3 years old, these were made for me as a baby and given to my father as a gift. And of course, I probably wore them once or twice. My dad probably didn't want me to wear them and ruin them, but really authentic handmade Indian moccasins here that were made for me when I was a little kid. And I just happen to have them there in a yellowed bag that looks like it was also from almost 40 years ago. So that's cool stuff. That is cool stuff. But we got on that because I mispronounced the darn. Yeah, Bethany said, I had a whole bunch of handmade stuff. Yeah, I have got a beautiful tail feather fan, Indian fan with amazing beadwork on it as well. And all that stuff is stored up there. Let me ask you, NJ, does your tribe out there in Wyoming, do they do powwows and sing? Is it that kind of tribe? I know there's kind of 2 Indian tribes anymore these days. There's more so the casino owning type Indian tribes that sort of don't really do much of the authentic Indian practices anymore, but do they still believe those feathers are sacred to all tribes? Yeah. Thank you, NJ. No, I'm keeping this stuff forever. I'm never getting rid of it. It's one of a kind stuff. Can't ever find it anymore. In fact, the ladies that used to do that intricate beadwork back then were elderly, and they're all passed away by now, I'm certain. This was 40 years ago. And I don't know if they still have ladies that are following in those same footsteps in these tribes any longer. I don't know if some of these things are becoming a lost art, unfortunately. I hope not. But I did I did want to talk to somebody in a tribe that could be an upper tribesman, that a chief, even somebody who's at the top, and I wanted to talk to them about maybe even donating some feathers if they would have a good use for them, since I do have them. That's awesome. Okay, well, I'm glad. Some of these tribes are losing their authenticity. They're going from wearing Indian garb to wearing pinstripe suits. So anyway, J-Man, how long you been hustling? Well, I'm 46 years old right now, and I got my first telemarketing sales job when I was 15 years old. I got my first high-ticket sales job when I was 19 years old. I started my own startup company when I was 25 years old. I'm 46 now, so I guess I've been hustling all my life, as they say. NJ, down in the description of this video, NJ, if you're still on, yeah, NJ's still on. Down in the description of this video, NJ, is my personal calendar link. You can click on that and find an appointment on my calendar. And I would love to talk with you and have you put me in contact with somebody at the top of your tribe. And I would love to be able to ship them or mail them out some feathers as a gift. And we're going to tell them it's because you're showing up here on my lives in the morning and supporting me. So I'd love to support the tribe and give some pristine molted feathers from the hawks that we used to own. So I'd be willing to do that for you. So dude, yeah, I've been hustling forever. J-Man, how old are you, J-Man? J-Man, how long you been hustling, man? But we were talking about the cash flow conference at sea. So of course, when we're getting off here and talking about Indians and feathers and things like that, the cash flow conference at sea is happening April 10th through the 15th. Cabo San Lucas Cruise / real estate conference all in one. So if you have questions about the cash flow conference at sea, that's what I'm up here for. But we've done a lot of talk about that. We've summarized a lot of the cash flow conference at sea information. And so now I was just talking with NJ, one of our participants on here, and we were discussing some Indian stuff, because NJ's from a tribe up in Wyoming, up there. But I've been hustling for a long time. How about you, J-Man? Got questions about the cash flow conference at sea? Feel free to ask. Otherwise, let's keep jabbing it up here about anything. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to chime in. If it's getting a little slow and we've already burnt out all the conversation we can burn out on the cash flow conference at sea, what I'll probably do is bid y'all adieu, let you get to the rest of your day so that I can actually get to a really concentrated workout here. Oh, Bethany, how long have I been investing in mortgage notes? Since 2019. I started studying it in 2018. Probably spent 6 months to a year learning, soaking things up, trying to poke holes in it, find out why is it too good to be true, and all that good stuff. How long have I been investing in general? Well, I mean, years, I guess. Yeah, years, I guess. I mean, I had an individual retirement account in my early 20s. If you call that investing, right? But it depends on what level of investing you're speaking about. But I've been investing for a long time, but not at a serious level, not professionally, and not for a career, that's for sure. That's only been since 2018. But, oh yeah, and Bethany, you missed it. I dropped my phone earlier. It took a tumble. My Bluetooth came off my hat. Magnet flew across. I went to go and try to plug it all back in and figure it out, and it doesn't work. I think I've broken my brand new Bluetooth earpiece, so I might need to buy a new connector for it, but it was disaster. It was kind of funny. So another one of those disastrous mornings of technical issues equipment breaking on me. I cannot get these things straight in the mornings, man. Maybe it's because it's early and I didn't have my coffee yet. Did I have a mentor? Yes, I had a mentor. I sat in a room with 2 desks back to back, one against each wall. And I sat in a room with my mentor for about 6 months straight, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Matter of fact, I think it ended up being Monday through Saturday, with a yellow pad and a pen, because my mentor at that time didn't have like a coaching program that I could buy or anything like that. That was all in order. So I literally sat with a yellow pad and a pen for like 6 months. I quit my job. Put my life on the line for it to be mentored by somebody. And we went and bought this little tiny office, and I put 2 desks on opposing walls. And I sat there with a yellow pad and a pen 5 days a week and picked this gentleman's brain. And for 6 months to a year, I studied. Yeah, of course that would happen, right? My phone fell off the tripod, hit the ground, Bluetooth connector broke, Bluetooth fell off of my hat, magnet somewhere outside I gotta find after this call. It was a funny disaster this morning. But a mentor is very important. That's why I'm telling people about this cash flow conference at sea. There's going to be so many brilliant minds, so many brilliant operators, fund managers, land, apartment developers, retirement account experts, all on one cruise ship. That's why I preach so much about this cash flow conference at sea, because it's just going to be an amazing experience for people that are looking for opportunity. And some of us in J have gone into some of these real estate investing endeavors as an entrepreneurial adventure, meaning a lot of us didn't have money when we started. A lot of us didn't have money when we started, and we realized that gaining enough expertise in something and having the right people around you for support, connections, education, support, mentorship, and that kind of thing, it holds a lot of value. So some of us decided to become experts in a certain investing category, whether it be apartments or notes or house flipping or whatever it is, right? And some of us became experts in that. And when you have such a high expertise in something, you're able to then go out and raise money from private lenders and other folks in order to acquire assets and build wealth. What do I recommend to someone if they know nothing about investing, and how can they get started? Good question. We've addressed this before in the past, but there's 3 investors. There's the know-it-all. There's the know-it-all that usually operates by emotion, doesn't spend the time to learn everything, and makes mistakes, usually get discouraged and quit. So I don't recommend being that person. The other person is sort of the do-it-yourselfer, where they don't want anybody's help. They'll figure it out. And so, reading books, YouTube videos, trying to get education from a bunch of different places. And you're using YouTube videos, webinars, books you can read, ChatGPT, all this other stuff. And you're trying to formulate it and put it all together into a plan that'll work for you. That works. It's just difficult. Most people don't have the fortitude to be able to do that. And the other way is somebody who appreciates training, mentorship, is willing to invest a little bit to have somebody help them, guide them, and educate them and bring them up faster without making the simple beginner mistakes. That's the third type of person. So it depends on how you want to get started. But I got started the hard way. I got started by selling my house, moving my family, getting a little office, putting my life on the line, burning the boats, quitting my job. That's what I did to get started. But these days, it's a lot easier than that. And boy, I wish I would have had a regimented coaching program. The link to the Note Investor University is down here in the description of this video. The Note Investor University is like a structured program that teaches you how to be an expert note investor quickly. But I didn't have that. I had yellow pad and pen. But that's how I recommend you get started. There's a couple different ways you think of getting started. It's up to you. But guys, I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna bid you all adieu for today. We had some technical difficulties, but we made it work anyways. Glad everybody could hear me clearly, even though I didn't have my Bluetooth speaker on, so my phone speaker is obviously working pretty good. Just a reminder real quick, you guys. I'm here every day, 6:30 to 8 a.m. Each day there's pretty much a different subject to talk about. It's revolving around fitness or finance. If you want to get better physically, come join me in the mornings. We motivate each other to work out and keep our bodies moving. And secondly, we can toss back around information between you and I. We can have a discussion, guys, about financial freedom, building wealth, cash flow, how you can utilize other people's money in order to do things that become win-win situations, why expertise holds a lot of value. Sometimes expertise holds more value than money in certain scenarios, okay? So that's what we're gonna do every day, 6:30 in the morning to 8 a.m., right here in my dungeon garage gym. There's gonna be some Q&A. So come join me for this each morning. And just to give you a rundown, guys, for resources or how I may be able to offer you guys some value, right down in the description of this video, there's a couple links there. One link in the description of this video is for Node Investor University. So if you want to learn how to up your expertise and become someone that has a niche investment skill and makes you valuable to people that do have money, you can build financial wealth starting with very, very little money. Just enough to get your expertise, and then you can go from there. But Node Investor University is a school that teaches node investing, and that link is right down here in the description of this video. So if you want to learn how to buy the paper, not the property, learn how to act like the bank and collect cash flow from real estate across the country without owning the real estate like banks do, that's what Node Investor University teaches. That's in the description. Some people do not want to be the operator. Some people do not have the time or want to get all the education, all the resources, all the necessities to become an expert at something because they're busy with their lives. And that's not a goal they have. And so some people want to invest passively. They just want to have some money, put it somewhere, trust that it's safe, that it's growing at a good rate of return, and they can sleep at night, they can take their kids to soccer practice on Saturday and don't have to be the operator. Down in the description, there's the Everly Mae Capital Group. Everly Mae Capital Group owns a large portfolio of mortgage notes all across the United States, and they're developing apartments in Palm Bay, Florida from the ground up. So taking raw land, entitling, permitting, and building these apartments like 32 unit, 48 unit, 64 unit, and they're building brand new apartment buildings right in the path of progress where multifamily is really needed out in this area of Florida. And so some people just want to invest money. So if you have IRA, 401k, or cash, you can't make it on the cash flow conference at sea to meet some people. Maybe Everly Mae Capital Group would be a good place for you to park some capital. The other link down below is the cash flow conference at sea, what we've sort of been speaking about most of this call, but it is a cash flow conference with speakers and education and all that good stuff, but it's a cash flow conference at sea. So it's a boat cruise to Cabo San Lucas, April 10th through the 15th. So the link cash flow conference at sea is right down there in the description as well. You can click on that and go check it out. And if you want to book a ticket and join us on the cruise, we'd love to have you out there. NJ, thanks for cruising. Thanks for being here. You have a good day too, okay? And get on my calendar, NJ. I would love to talk about being able to donate maybe some feathers and stuff like that to the tribe out there. And thanks for you being a supporter of me here on YouTube. I'd love to be able to do that for you. So there's also that calendar link, like I'm saying to NJ. My calendar link is right down in the description of this video too. If you just wanted to call with me to discuss how I can donate feathers to your Indian tribe or questions more so about the cash flow conference at sea or mortgage note investing or anything I discuss on these calls, feel free. I'm available for you. Just get on my calendar because I kind of live by my calendar. And other than that, guys, tomorrow we're going to be right back here, 6:30 to 8 a.m. So if you want workout motivation, you want somebody to keep you accountable in the morning so that you can get stretching, get to working out, get your body moving. I know it's tough, guys. I know it's defeating, and sometimes it's hard to wake up in the morning. Sometimes we would rather hit the snooze button. But if you want somebody to push you guys to be consistent for you, and we can push each other to show up here daily and work out together and get in shape together, I would love to be that motivation for you. Otherwise, while I'm doing my workout and being consistent and being here for you guys, I'm also going to be here to offer some value and try to help people's lives as much as I can, not only physically, but financially. So we're talking about breaking out of the matrix, becoming financially free, changing up the financial future for your kids and grandkids, because you have the power to do it. If you just concentrate and get started, you can start to change your life financially. So I can help people do that as well. So we're going to see you guys tomorrow and the next day and the next day, only Monday through Friday though. Tomorrow is going to be dreaded leg day. So I will have a lot of face-to-face time with the camera, because I don't like leg day, and I'll be sitting here doing these leg exercises, but you have to do it. Can't skip leg day. You got to have at least 1 or 2 leg days in your week. So I'll see you guys here tomorrow, if it'll let me in the live, and bid you all adieu.